everyone, I'm Meg Smith, and welcome to the first installment of our series on reform movements in Kansas. Reform is making an improvement by removing or correcting problems. Reform movements are organized efforts to improve or change existing societal conditions and institutions. There are different types of reform movements, so let's briefly talk about a few. Social reform is the reshaping of generally accepted laws and norms due to new cultural standards, like the movement to abolish slavery. Political reform is efforts and changes made to improve a political system, including laws and practices related to voting, corruption, and representation. Economic reform is changes or policies carried out by a government or organization with the aim of improving or stabilizing the economy. This type of reform often involves practices like adjusting tax policies, introducing new regulations, or implementing stimulus programs. Examples of reform movements include abolitionism, the women's suffrage movement, prohibition, and socialism. Reform movements often emerge in response to change. This could be change in domestic life, change in industry, change of population demographics, or a combination of several changes. This was the case for Kansas towards the end of the 19th century. A major driver of change during the late 1800s was the rise of industrialization. Industrialization is the period of social and economic change that transforms a society based on agriculture to a society driven by the use of technology and machinery to enable mass production. The period of industrialization caused a shift in society that impacted many aspects of American life. Before industrialization, many families worked together on farms. After industrialization, men frequently worked in factories and industries, while women cared for the home and children. By the early 20th century, women began taking jobs outside the home as well. As women gained economic power, they gained social and political power. They became involved with social and political reform movements, such as banning the use of alcohol and campaigning for women's right to vote. The rise of industry led to a variety of economic reform movements. For a select few people, industry produced a lot of wealth. About 5% of American families controlled most of the country's wealth, while most Americans lived below the poverty line, creating dramatic economic inequality. This led to the creation of reform movements to address economic inequalities, such as populism. In the following videos, we will learn more about the specific reform movements that existed in Kansas, including prohibition, women's suffrage, populism, socialism, and the progressive movement.